I'm Erica Freudberger from the Red Hook Public Library. This has been a big deal to put on, and so I thank Kim McGrath Gomez from the Red Hook Area Chamber of Commerce and everybody else who's helped out. I've got Shelby from the library and Ted Saab and our fabulous judges. We have Jessica Bard, Ed Blundell, Kate Cavati, of course our chef Testins. We have Arlene from the Historic Village Diner, Carl, who's a caterer, Daniel from Chartwell's at Bard, and then all of our spam sculptors. So I hope you guys enjoy it and have a great evening. I'll turn it over to Ted, who will take it away. Good.
Hi everybody, welcome. So let's start by doing a little introduction with the judges. Our judge first is Jessica Bard. Jessica Bard grew up in Red Hook, and by the time she could walk, she was helping her grandma Bard cater events and make wedding cakes. She went on to high school in New York City, and after college and wandering the world, she returned to the Hudson Valley and attended the Culinary Institute of America. Jessica went on to produce cookbooks for the CIA and articles for Fine Cooking magazine before trying her hand at teaching. Some of you may know Jessica from her cooking classes at Warren Kitchen Cutlery in Rhinebeck. Jessica is currently a product development chef for a specialty company based here in Rhinebeck. She lives in Red Hook with her husband and daughter Grace, who will be starting kindergarten at the Mill Road School this fall. Yay! Let's have a round of applause. Okay, Ed Blundell. Who doesn't know Ed Blundell, our mayor, considers himself a semi-pro chef, since he's been enjoying shopping for local quality ingredients and cooking them in his own kitchen. Cooking healthy meals and feeding people is both an art form and fun. Weekends, we'll find Ed shopping at local specialty stores or farm markets and heading for the stove or grill. He's famous within his large family for wild menus and delicious food. His inspiration came from his father-in-law, who really was a chef and brought European-style talent to the food in Ed's attention. Remember, you are what you eat. So Ed's message is to shop locally for the freshest, least processed ingredients. Success in cooking comes from using the palette of the best ingredients and combining them with a flair that makes it fun to do and easy to get results. Let's hear it for Ed Blundell. And then we have Kate Cavati. Kate is a professor of baking and pastry arts at the Culinary Institute of America. She's been there for 15 years. She's written a book on cake decorating called Cake Art and is a contributing editor for the Poughkeepsie Journal. She grew up in New York City and spent 10 years as a pastry chef in many restaurants and hotels. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the information on how this works. There's going to be 2 rounds. The first round is an elimination round. It's an appetizer. You'll have 15 minutes to create that appetizer. You'll be judged on creativity, presentation, and taste. So what I think I might do is I may just have them bring out the baskets, and then I'll talk to people and tell people who they are as they start cooking. Okay. So out come the baskets. They were created with evilness. And we're going to see what's in them. Are you ready? Okay, uncover your baskets. We have the original pork rinds. We have artichoke hearts. We have mandarin oranges. And we have, oops.
Nice catch.
Thank you. Potted meat made with chicken and pork. And I'm sure lots of other good things. All right, so in 15 minutes, start the clock. Here we go. They can use ingredients from the pantry over here. There is a pantry that you're welcome to use. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Arlene. Everybody knows Arlene. I think I have 2 pages on it. Arlene's been in Red Hook since the age of 5. She graduated from Red Hook High School and earned a teaching degree from Geneseo State. She returned to her hometown and with her husband bought the Halfway Diner, now known as the Historic Village Diner. She has dedicated the past 30 years of her life to making us fat with her French fries. That's not what it says here. 30 years of her life to her hometown and her historical roadside attraction. Home to the award-winning Reuben soup and salmon burger. You never know what Arlene will whip up next. Arlene is a self-taught cook and always on a quest to learn more. Do you know what you're making yet, Arlene?
No. It's gonna surprise me too. That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Next, we have Carl Beach. You can stay there. Oh, Carl Beach is running to the pantry. Carl grew up in Rhinebeck, where he first began growing his culinary skills. He says, I discovered my passion for cooking in Rhinebeck kitchens and was inspired by an energetic teacher in high school. He is the chef and owner of the Great Food and Company Catering. His first job in restaurants was when he was 14 years old, washing dishes. Oh, sorry. Can't read either. Washing dishes at Shimmy, which I don't know. What's it called? Skemmy's. Where was that? Oh, it was in Rhinebeck. Okay. Upon graduating from the CIA, Beach went to Utah, where he refined his skills working at Snowbird, which he catered parties and knew this was something he could excel at. Beach found his way home to the Hudson Valley, where he takes down-home goodness approach to food. His homey roots influence every aspect of his catering, from his rustic fare, personal service, and custom menus. Beach lives in Red Hook, and when he's not in the kitchen, can be found on the sidelines of the gym cheering on his children. Let's hear it for Carl. And last but not least is Daniel Fisher. Daniel is a sergeant first class in the U.S. Army Reserve. He has served 2 combat tours in Iraq. He'll know what to do with the pot of meat, I think. And 1 peacekeeping tour in Bosnia. He's a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America and new catering chef at Bard College. He's married and has a 13-year-old daughter. And I forgot to say, cook your cans off. Jessica, there's no music around. Tell me what So Carl, what are you doing over here? Do you know yet?
I can't say I know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I'm working it out.
What are you doing right now?
I'm going to puree up my artichokes.
He's going to puree the artichokes and saute them. I guess that's as far as I go with this. What have you got going on down here?
I'm creating a flatbread with the potted meat and the artichokes as a base, and I'm going to crush the mandarin oranges with the crushed pork rind.
Judges, any thoughts on these ingredients?
Well, there are a few I haven't tasted yet, so I'll be interested to see what they come up with.
Well, I guess I understand that it's, we're linked tonight with the Big Green Project, the housekeeping, and could you describe that? The ingredients are somehow linked to one of the motifs in the book, which is a little bit contrary to my intro, my bio, where I'm talking about whole and fresh local ingredients. From what I understand, what I've been told, is that in housekeeping, the family is quasi dysfunction and that they eat primarily canned food. So I guess the underlying thought here, chefs are being challenged with canned food. So I think maybe the librarian fill us in on some of that.
Actually, you summed it up perfectly. That's exactly why we're doing this, because in the book, the family is, for those of you who haven't read Housekeeping, I encourage you to read it. It's a good book to read now that the days are longer and the sun's out more, because it is a depressing title. But it deals with a family that's very dysfunctional. There's a mental illness, maybe some suicide, but needless to say, they don't have together to make good healthy meals, and they eat a lot out of cans. But we like to do fun events at the library, so we're trying to think of something that would be more fun than just having book discussions or whatever. So we came up with cans, and we thought it would be a fun way to get together and test the skills of our local chefs, and a good reason to come together and celebrate. And also, it's a nice chance for everybody who doesn't know, we're also collecting canned goods and any other sort of donations to the United Methodist Food Pantry in town.
Okay, now we go with Jessica. She thought she was scared, but she's not.
What we have the artichoke, potted meat, pork rinds, and mandarin orange. So that could be interesting. I'm sitting here trying to think what I would do. It could, and the pantry items, tell us what they have available. They have the so there is crackers and even some pasta, which is hard to cook up in 15 minutes, so. Good, and some herbs, fresh herbs. All right. Okay, and fresh herbs behind me here, yeah, great, okay. Chefs, remember we have fresh herbs over here to brighten things up. Perfect, just a small hint, I'm allowed. That's it.
No help, this is torture. So let's go see what we got going on here. Arlene's got something that looks a little bit like a hamburger. It's a slider. She's got a slider going on here. She's sauteing her artichokes.
Yes.
And I'm gonna have to put that down and yell. Okay, great. Chefs, we are at halftime. Half the time is gone. Where is it?
Let's see. Are you actually able to stand up? Oh, you are. Fantastic. Uh-oh, this one's gonna bust. That is not. Okay.
We're down to 3 minutes. 3 minutes, chefs. 3 minutes. Start plating. Looks pretty impressive here. Lots of creative stuff going on. Anything to say about these ingredients?
I think they're very interesting ingredients, I'm curious to see how.
Do you cook? Do you have any thoughts about what you might do with it?
Well, I didn't give it a lot of thought yet.
Okay. Nothing?
Oh, you don't? You go ahead. You can.
Go ahead.
Well, coming here was going to grind up the pork rinds into a powder and bread, some breadcrumbs on it. And said, all right, let's spread the artichoke hearts and saute those up with a little flour and an egg maybe. I don't know if that's your part of it. And maybe I take the mandarins and get like a sauce out of that, boil that down, maybe release it. And, anyway, that's just kind of
Are you obviously a chef?
Oh, no. I'm a painter.
A painter. Well, it's creative.
Yeah, right.
It's all a palette, right?
Yes, exactly.
What do you think of these ingredients?
Well, I think they're pretty interesting, for sure.
What would you do with them?
I really have no idea.
No idea?
No idea at all.
Smells good in here though, right?
For sure.
All right, ready? 1 minute. 1 minute, chefs. 1 minute. I see stuff on plates. I heard it ring. That one was right. How are you doing here? Time is running. Time is running. You're done. Look at him. He's eating. That's a confident chef. Okay, you all plated? Wow, looks good. Okay. Time is up. Utensils down. Yay, let's hear from Chef round one. Okay. Can I have my 3 helpers? Okay, let's start that end and we'll come this way. Let's bring those 3 plates down to the judges. Daniel, you're going to come down and present your dish? Okay. You want to tell us what you made?
So what we have in front of you is a flatbread that So we have a flatbread that I made real quick with a little bit of flour, egg, some baking soda, and water. We put that together. The spread on the flatbread is the artichoke hearts that were pureed with the potted meat. On top you have is one of the artichoke hearts. You also have a pork rind crusted mandarin orange on top, garnished with a little bit of a green onion and some cilantro.
Do you want to take a booty shot of the plate? I'm not telling you what to do. I'll tell you what to do. All right, chefs, let's see what we got going on here. What do you think?
So far, so good.
That's it?
Well,
Any thoughts, judges?
Good so far.
What do you think is exact about it? What is it?
I thought it was pretty ingenious to come up with a flatbread.
Still sampling here. Enjoying it. It's very, like we said earlier, he was challenged with the ingredients, I think, but it's pretty amazing, very attractive looking. We're judging on presentation, creativity, and taste. And presentation is very nice. And then creativity, I feel high on that myself. And now working on the taste component.
Daniel, was the flatbread made out of the pork rinds? What did you make the flatbread out of? Was that a pantry item?
One of the pantry items I was presented with flour. There's some amazing things you can do with flour, so that's what I
Jessica?
it's extremely well balanced, all the components with the bread and the meat and a little fruit and a crunchy topping and a little herb. I'm impressed.
All right, let's hear it for Daniel. Oh, my little helper. Okay, Carl, you want to come present your dish? Oh, no, oh, the girls will come get it. They'll bring it for you.
I like the scallions on the top. And the crunchiness was good and the flavor added to it.
Okay. Carl, speak right into the mic, please.
Okay, I sauteed the potted meat and seasoned it, and I used the pork rind to hold artichoke, garlic, chutney, I guess you would say. And then I also used the cucumber and the mandarin oranges as a topper for it. And what can I say about it?
Your mouth's full, and then I'm going to ask you a question.
I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit. Presentation was very nice. And it's pretty amazing to me how they could, from those few things, get something this good. It's really
I love having the lemon as a garnish, and it's a functional garnish because it tastes good squeezed over everything. It's a lot to have the cracker and the pork rind together. So far, the tastes are good. There's a lot going on.
I think the crackers, maybe they weren't particularly fresh in the pantry.
He doesn't get points off for that.
Although the pork rind's pretty crunchy, so that helps.
What do you think about the combinations of these three it's kind of like it's a real appetizer here, right?
Yes, it's almost an hors d'oeuvre style appetizer because it has a true canapé, it has a base, and then the filling and garnish. So.
Okay, shall we move on to the next? Okay, girls? Okay, Arlene, this is quite a plate. Come on over.
What I did was I took the potted meat and I put the mandarin oranges into the potted meat with the pork rinds, made it into a little bit of a pate, sauteed it, and then put a little bit of a Montreal steak seasoning into the patty. I decorated it with the cucumbers. I fried the artichokes a little bit to give it a little pizzazz there. You can use that as either a plate just like that, or you could take all your ingredients, roll it into your lettuce, and make it into a lettuce leaf, into a cabbage type thing, and pick it up with your hands. You don't need any utensils or anything else. So you can either do it as a formal appetizer if you'd like, or you could do it as a fun appetizer to eat.
What's a Montreal steak seasoning?
It's got a blend of all the, it's the best thing to use ever. It's got a blend of everything, salt and everything, garlics, any kind of ingredient you can pick up. You blend it up and it's great.
Oh, it's a pre-made seasoning.
Yes,
Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to come from behind you so I'm not standing in front of you. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Jessica.
Well, this is wonderful because it's a full plate, a salad type appetizer with a warm meat component. Yeah, it's not so much staying a patty, but I'm not being critical. I mean, it's hard. How do you do that very quickly? But I love that you use the lettuce and the cucumber to fill out the plate, and those mandarin oranges are really a great counterpoint to the potted meat.
I did taste it.
I view it more as a salad myself here. The other two I saw more of the presentation as an appetizer, but working with it, it's very tasty. The Montreal sauce, the salt, and the meat product is a little bit unique. It's a slider of some sort. But I'm going to keep tasting it here and keep working on it.
And you know who's next?
Well, I love the idea of rolling it into the lettuce and making it sort of a handheld. It's kind of big for an actual appetizer, a small appetizer, but as a handheld meal, if you will, it's a pretty neat combination of things. You get a little crunch, you get a little warmth in the slider, and certainly the orange adds a little bit of acidity to the whole mixture, which is very nice.
Very good. Thank you very much. We're going to let our chefs deliberate for a moment here. And then we'll come back with the winner. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do is we also have a spam carving competition here tonight. And that takes some guts. And I'd like to introduce my spam carvers. So can the spam carvers go to their places, please? All right, first we've got Executive Chris McMahon. McMahon. Sorry. Chris is a former Marine and a Desert Storm veteran who went on to graduate from the Culinary Institute in 1997. He's now a senior executive chef at Bard College, and he's the father of 2 beautiful girls. Do you know what you're doing with your spam?
You got an idea.
Are you brave to be doing this?
I think it's great. I love spam. I don't know how I'm going to make it. My idea will work.
How do you eat your Spam?
Well, it's been a lot of years, but when I was in the Marine Corps, it was a breakfast meat, pan-seared and some powdered eggs and a lot of delicious things happening out in the field.
Would you say you have an advantage because of that? The answer is no. Okay, now here's a very brave man. You must be Bryce Thorne. Okay, Bryce, what are you going to make?
I really don't know yet. I'm kind of gonna play around with the Spam and see what comes to mind.
Okay, Bryce is a 7th grader at Linden Avenue Middle School with an adventurous palate and willingness to try anything once. Have you eaten the Spam yet?
No, I've never even seen Spam.
I think we're going to have to make him try that. Let's see. When he's not cooking, he makes short animated films. He plays ice hockey and does many other awesome things. What are some of those other awesome things?
I like to draw, especially with charcoal. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, good luck carving your Spam. This is Brent Volacek. We know Brent. Brent, are you ready to carve?
I am ready.
Have you rehearsed?
I have not.
You're an architect. Are you going to make something structural?
If the material allows me to be structural, yeah.
Brent was born and raised in the great state of Ohio. He came to Red Hook via New York City and Detroit, Michigan. All good people come from Detroit, Michigan. I'm from there. I can't read anymore. What was that? Thank you. His wife, Juliet. Hi, Juliet.
Hi.
How come you're not carving?
Oh, no. I don't do 3D.
He's been a resident of the village for 22 years where they raised their son Jackson. He's been actively involved in both volunteer and public official in the village for the last 21 years and currently serves as the deputy mayor. Brent is a licensed architect, registered to practice in the state of Ohio and New York, and he is fond, or maybe not so fond, memories of enjoying the delicacy known as Spam, when his both income and waistline were lean. You're still pretty lean there, Brent.
Still hungry.
Okay, well, good luck. This is John Nato.
Close.
Nato. That's it.
Naito.
Oh, Naito. Okay, well, I was not even close. He graduated from Barge last spring with a degree in chemistry. Well, and if Spam is nothing but chemistry, he currently works at the Bard Center for Civic Engagement with science outreach, monitoring, and tutoring programs, as well as engaging undergraduates in community service. His father is a sculptor, so you have a little bit of an advantage. A talent which he has in no way inherited. Do you know what you're going to make?
I do, but I've never actually held Spam in my hands before, so I'm not sure if it's going to stay up.
Okay.
So.
Well, all right, gentlemen. Open your Spam. Okay, let's find out who won this last round. Judges, do we have a decision?
We do.
Can I have the piece of paper? Okay. Well, chefs, you all did an amazing job because that was a very evil round of ingredients. And you were all very creative in your presentations, but unfortunately, one has to be chopped. And that chopped person is, we're going to go to a commercial as soon as I pull this through. Ah! Unfortunately, it's you, Arlene. Thank you very much for joining us. Actually, okay, we're going to reset and get ready for the entree round.
Now that you see the Spam, are you happy that you've never had to eat it before?
Yes.
Feel free to mingle for a second.
Feels
before we
weird.
have a 5-minute reset here at the table with ingredients. Okay, chefs, come on out to the front here. And let's discover what's in your baskets. You ready? We have boiled peanuts, roasted seaweed snacks, seasoned Southern-style turkey-flavored collard greens. A lot of stuff going on in there. Coconut milk. Carrot, squash, and apple vegetable fruit puree. And a lovely can of chunk chicken breast. It's great value. And may the cooking begin. They will have 30 minutes to complete this task. So what do you think of these ingredients?
Chicken, turkey collards, seaweed snacks. I think they're a little wicky-wacky, but going on what they did with the first round.
I want to come behind you so I'm not standing in front of you. I should know this by now, but I don't. Ed?
Well, listening to it, a little bit of a southern flair to me. I don't know where these guys are from, if they're got any regional cooking in their repertoire, but it'd be interesting to see what they come up with.
I think the seed sounds even more difficult than the appetizer.
You know, whoever put this basket together should get a spanking. So in general, from the last round, what did you guys think? I know you picked a winner, but it was really kind of hard because I actually tasted them. They were all pretty good, huh?
Well, it's amazing to me as a mayor of the village of Red Hook, you know, we've got a lot of restaurants coming into the village. You see these guys, it seems like they work in the professional side of cooking, and Carl does catering type cooking. Seems like food is really pretty important around here, and it's kind of interesting how it's an interesting little contest here going now, but more and more restaurants and people just seem to enjoy food in general. It's really good.
When you look at ingredients that are this disparate, it's kind of hard to think about putting them together, but they did it, right?
They did do it, so I'm really curious to see what they're going to come up with. I imagine that they have some creative work that's going on. Makes them very delicious.
Jessica?
Just said something. About our previous one. Oh my gosh, that was so hard because it was all so good. And but we actually tried to stick to a point system and just did the numbers, and then you have to pick the top. It's really, really hard. Yeah.
Daniel, what do you got going on over here? What are your thoughts?
Well, they were talking about southern ingredients and being the southern person. I'm originally from North Carolina, but I'm not going to go to the south with these things. I'm going to another location in the world with a lot of these ingredients. We'll just have to see what comes out.
Okay. That puts you next, Carl.
But I have much different to say than that. I'm trying to figure out what's going to go together best, and I guess you have to use all the ingredients in the basket, so...
Yes, you must use all the ingredients in the basket. What do you think is the most challenging ingredient here?
Well, I'm not sure about this seaweed snack yet, but otherwise I think I can incorporate everything and be all right.
And what do you think is the most challenging ingredient in this basket?
I'm not going to say that they're challenging. There's a lot of interesting ingredients. The roasted seaweed snacks, they seem to be pretty interesting, so we'll see where those go and how that comes out.
Maybe we can get the judges up here to take a little look at what's going on. Talk amongst it.
Let's see, we're hopefully not making Carl nervous here. Okay. Okay, he's straining, but that's good. I don't think we want all the canned juices. Okay, coconut milk's nice and firm. Those mandarin oranges, we should just eat those. Oh my gosh,
gosh, look at the cutest little can opener.
It does the work while you do other things.
That is amazing, folks. We have an automatic, motorized, robotic can opener up here working on the collards. It's going on its third trip around the can. Maybe, I don't know if it's open yet, but it's getting there. And I hope the knives are sharp. Here. Okay. You can tell me some observations that you have. We've got, Chef has the fire going the full time, which is good. No, you should, because
We're making them nervous.
Oh, is that the point? Are we supposed to be a little bit,
Look at his knife skills. He's got good knife skills.
Okay, he's using the guiding hand. And as I used to say in class, it's got his bent interdistal phalangeal joint. That's what it is. It's your knife. It's called a knuckle. Okay, and the knife works against that bent knuckle so that you don't cut yourself. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and that's okay. We're all watching you, Chef. Carl has done screening. Good. The Great Value chicken is going to play a role. Boiled peanuts. I believe you can eat the shell on boiled peanuts, right? Do you ever can boiled peanuts? Amazing.
Cake.
Spam cake.
I see a can monkey over here.
Seen it all. Spam cake.
It looks awesome. I'll take fish. It's Moby spam. Oh, sorry.
I just couldn't eat the spam, I don't know.
Oh, you don't have to eat it. Don't let the pressure you into that.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Daniel is now peeling his peanuts.
Well, that's clever.
Also means that I'm done and I don't have to touch it anymore.
I'm sure it was going to be a castle. It is not edible. It is not carvable.
I should have. I gotta go to the Lincoln Log motif, I think. Gotta go to the Lincoln Log motif.
Our chefs are focused, really deep in thought here about what they're creating, and they're both still peeling peanuts. Oh, that's a good idea. Ed, what would you find to be the most challenging ingredient in this basket?
Well, it's funny because when I shop, I tend to look for what was good that day. Today, this is the exact opposite. They're being foisted upon. And I think Carl, you might see him driving around in this great food company truck. It looks like whatever fell off the racks he ended up cooking over there. It's like he went around the curb too fast. It's a little bit tough.
He may be glowing from all the preservatives. You'll see him in his truck for miles away. Do you have any idea what you're going to do with that $10 if you win it? Anna, you have any idea what you're going to do with that $10 if you win it?
Not yet. I have to think about that.
You guys are disappointing me. That's a lot of money. So Carl has a pan here, and in his pan he is sauteing the chicken, the scallions, the peanuts, some garlic. He's got penne in the kitchen. Daniel has a curry sauce with coconut.
Can you go get me one of the eggs, please?
And chicken and peanuts, and he's making some kind of a dough.
It'll be like a gnocchi if I can
He's
get it to work.
making gnocchi.
Oh my gosh.
So you're making seaweed gnocchi?
Seaweed and collard green gnocchi if I can get it to work.
Seaweed and collard green gnocchi. Now that is creative.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Can you go get me some more water, please? Another cup of water.
Okay, chefs, halfway, chefs, halfway.
You're not recording, are you? You are? I mean, sound too? Oh.
I know someone here who's going to sing
I'm gonna use it. Don't worry about it. I'll watch everything.
What I was going to say was I put in that coconut milk because I had to.
Oh. Putting your finishing touches on.
Yeah, I have no idea how much time we have, so.
I think you have at least until the end.
I don't know the end of what. I just got here. Half hour?
Yeah, I
Okay.
imagine.
Okay, well, I win for
I
cheekiest.
think
That's
your
how
dad's
I
gonna be
feel.
so happy to see that you sculpted something.
For example, if I told my dad I was sculpting in Spam, he'd be really happy.
I hope so.
That's the kind of dad he is. Also the kind of sculptor he is.
I'm seeing a lot of little pieces here. Do you want to give us a little sneak peek as to what you're doing?
Well, I was trying to do a can with some books coming out of them, but the can was hard to make. I got a nice little book.
What do we got? Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to make a book right now out of a bigger block of Spam.
it's the can that it is.
And a lot of little pieces as well.
What are you working on here?
I'm working like a roast fish over like salad with lemon wedge.
Oh, you're making a dinner plate.
Yeah. I got kind of inspired by the cooking competition.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah. And scallions and coconut milk. And have you used all your ingredients?
All except for one.
Uh-oh. You better find a way to use that.
Yep,
I see garnish in your pictures. And how are you doing here, Daniel?
So the gnocchi idea kind of failed, so what we're doing is chicken and dumplings, we're taking it to a different level with the curry and the coconut milk and everything else. But I did have to go back to my roots.
A deconstructed chicken dumpling. Yeah. You made two. So, Chris, what are you calling this?
Spam Spiegel tent.
So, this is the Spam Spiegel tent. Everyone take a look, if we're going to go by vote.
I made roast fish over salad with a little lemon wedge on here.
Scallion over spaghetti and lemon. Spammin over spaghetti with lemon.
Spam.
You want to try it? A little squeeze of lemon? Spammin and spaghetti with lemon. Oh, you try it. Good. This is a brave woman. Is that your first Spam? You like Spam?
I have had it for years.
Does it live up to your expectations? A little salty.
Can with some books falling. Just kind of.
What is this?
That's a big book.
Oh, it's a book. I can't even come up with a acronym for this. This is a basket with books falling out of it. A Spam mix. I know, I can't even come up with it. Did you do two of them?
That doesn't count.
Are you an overachiever?
It's tin.
10, it says 10 on it.
The spam of metals.
The Spam of metals. 10. All right, we're going to come back and judge those winners in a second, but right now, chefs, time is up.
To the chicken curry. On the outside we have a dumpling. Originally it was going to be a gnocchi, but I just didn't have the starch binders I needed to actually pull it off into a gnocchi. So I turned it into a dumpling using the same classic idea of chicken and dumplings. Inside that dumpling, you had the collard greens and you had the seaweed powder that was given to us. So that gives a nice saltiness. I mean, you really didn't have to use much salt at all with this dish. There's a lot of things already going on. We had the boiled peanuts, which that goes like really nicely with any type of Indian food, with the curry and stuff like that. Got some cilantro, some lime juice. We had the chicken already beautifully given to us for the for the idea to come together. The sweetness came from, like I was explaining earlier, the little applesauce, carrot, juice puree thing. The coconut milk was great. So it all came together. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Well, what's my line? So far, so good. No.
Unacceptable.
Really, it's just as he described, a beautiful, sweet, silky curry sauce, chicken, and the peanuts go perfectly, and the lime and cilantro. And the dumplings are, you'd never know there was turkey flavored collards and sushi treats.
Roasted seaweed snacks. Crumbles.
Likewise, presentation's very nice, and it's very tasty so far. I'm working my way through a few of the components here, but I'm liking it so far.
All right, flavors are delicious. I'm grateful that you didn't add any more salt. So,
I didn't add any salt because the components brought it.
yes, they did. Definitely, yeah, definitely so. But the combination is quite nice with what you had. Nice.
Have you noticed that Kate is glowing from the contents of her cans? All right, I think we will have to move on to the next. Okay. Carl, what have you done?
Well, I took the boiled peanuts and took them out of the shell, and I sauteed them with garlic and scallions. Then I used some penne pasta that I boiled off. Added, really just put the chicken in after I did the peanuts. Used the coconut milk as a sauce. And I garnished it with seaweed. Quickly. Seaweed, so that, again, there was no salt necessary with that and a few other items.
Okay, we're gonna go hit Jessica first. You know, it's easiest to go first because you get to say it all. All right, I'll go to Ed.
Working on the penne, it's interesting. The first dish had sort of an Indian, Asian flair to me. This is working, I'm not quite sure if this one has got the penne, little European thing going, but still have to work on this a little bit more myself right now.
This is more of a home style chicken and pasta, I think. So definitely not as spicy as the last one, but a nice combination of flavors.
I can talk about it.
Sure.
Well, actually.
The pressure is on.
The collards are very predominant, and it's pretty tasty, and it comes together. It's so completely different from the other dish. It's fascinating with all the same components that he was able to do this. So it's a really nice pasta dish. Collards aren't my favorite, well, canned collards are my favorite thing. So, and the lettuce is a little like extra. It certainly makes the plate pretty, but I don't know if I'd eat it as part of the dish.
Well, both plates were beautifully presented. Both dishes looked beautiful, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's hear it for the Spamiltons. Let's hear it for Spammin' over Spamgetti with a lemon. Let's hear it for Spamacopada. And let's hear it for 10. Well, I guess we know who won this, right? I did. Congratulations, Bryce. You are the winner. Give me these awards. Your award. You got Kansas Spam for the rest of your life. Congratulations. And now the moment we have all been waiting for. These chefs have worked to their fingers to the bones. It's been a very creative evening. Carl, you've been canned. But I want to thank you, and that means Daniel, you have won. I want to thank you guys because this is not an easy challenge. The words are learned. Eileen, come on up here. We'd like to thank you all with a bottle of wine. And where's that big $10 bill? What's in this? Ah. I'd like to award you with the $10 bill and something you can throw at people.
Thank you very much.
Can you open it? There's your $1 million. We're going to give you all a bottle of wine.
This is the hardest thing to find in any supermarket because you don't really know where it's supposed to be.
Velveeta. You're lucky you didn't get into the ingredients. Thank you.